Hello, San Bernardino. This is Mayor John Valdivia. In today's broadcast, we're going to review some of the important updates for our community with our city manager, Terry Ledoux. Before we begin that process, I want to encourage our viewing audience and our residents. It's very critical that you obey and stay in place and only come out with those essential trips that are necessary to your grocery store, your pharmacy, your medical updates. It's important to have those face coverings and those masks while in public and doing the essential errands in our community. I want to encourage you, please continue to implement those hygiene practices around the house. It's very important that we stay healthy and safe as a community. Since declaring a local emergency on March 11, 2020, the City of San Bernardino has taken a number of steps to ensure that we are able to continue to have a strong public safety presence, maintain the city's infrastructure, and support our vulnerable populations through services like the Senior Meal Program and the issuance of moratorium on evictions for residential and commercial tenants for non-payment of rent. And while the city has had to change how we operate, we continue to provide essential services in our community. Most of our public counter services are now being provided by phone and through electronic communication. So let's get right into today's update with our city manager, Terry Ledoux. Ms. City Manager, perhaps you can provide a little more information. How is our city operating in these challenging times?
Sure, Mayor. As you said, it's been a few weeks since we met, and at that time things were a bit crazy. Things were changing hourly, constantly, but I think we've got a steady flow going on now where we're operating in a more efficient manner. So as for the police department, in order to slow the spread of the virus and protect the health of the public and our officers, all non-emergency police reports are now being filed online, and our police officers are conducting regular patrols to encourage social distancing in our public spaces. As for animal control, for those who are looking for a lost pet or those interested in adoption, we invite you to go to petharbor.com to view the animals housed in our shelter. Animal adoptions are being handled by appointment only. Our Parks and Recreation Department is staying busy. Although our playgrounds are closed for safety, we continue to invite residents to enjoy the public spaces, but we simply ask that visitors maintain social distancing of 6 feet from other park patrons and wear face coverings. The Senior Nutrition Program has transitioned from a dine-in service to takeout service. These services are provided at the 5th Street Senior Center, the Paris Hill Senior Center, Lytle Creek Community Center, Hernandez Community Center, and Highland Senior Center, and the New Hope Family Life Center. Our community food distribution program has continued to provide service in conjunction with the Community Action Partnership and remains in operation at the Hernandez Community Center, Delman Heights, 5th Street Senior Center, Paris Hill Senior Center. It should be noted that proof of residency is required. Please check the city's website for requirements before visiting.
Wonderful. Now let's talk a little bit about that all-important library. Our city libraries, we have the Downtown Library, Feldheim Library, and we have 2 branch locations of the Villaseñor Public Library, branch library on 5th and Mount Vernon, and also the Rowe Library up on the north end, as well as the Dorothy Ingram. Talk to us a little bit about the impacts to library services and how can residents still enjoy a good book while being sheltered at home.
Absolutely, Mayor. We've found a way for patrons who have library cards. They can utilize our free online resources and information available at www.sbpl.org. If you currently do not have a library card, you may apply for one online at this time. The services provided include digital magazines and audiobooks, live homework help for offering assistance with elementary, middle school, and adult learners in various subjects via chat. For the latest information on COVID resources, you can always go to our website, which we will keep up on the screen here at sbcity.org/COVID-19. And we also have these on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Nextdoor. And we also have books in our call center still at 909-384-7272 to answer your questions.
Wonderful. There is a lot of concern and apprehension growing in our community sometimes with the loss of jobs and whatnot. People are concerned about where to get food and how to process those requests. Walk us through how can residents find assistance with providing food for their families.
Absolutely, Mayor. It's very important. In addition to the meals that are being provided at our Parks and Recreation Department that I just mentioned earlier, there are several food banks throughout the county of San Bernardino providing groceries and meals for the community. For more information on that, you can call 211 or go to 211sb.org for a list of distribution centers and other resources.
And just a little while ago, we provided some community action partnership integration moments with our community. So we encourage you to also avail yourself of that opportunity. Also, I'm going to plug an upcoming day on May 1st. That's right, May 1st, Friday, May 1st. We have about 10 to 15 participating small business restaurants. While the food is not free, there is a discount to help our small business and also help you defray some costs. Look for some more information on that. SB Cares, it's Friday, May 1st, and we'll provide that list of participating restaurants in our community so that we can support our small businesses. Moving on to help with utility bills. Sometimes there's a crisis moment, and obviously some struggling families have some concerns about how to make ends meet. How can residents get help with utility bills?
Absolutely, Mayor. Both Southern California Edison and Southern California Gas have temporarily suspended disconnection of service. For SoCal Gas bill payment services options, you may call 1-800-427-2200. And for more information on Southern California Edison, you may go to their website at sce.com/safety or call 800-655-4555. Both agencies are providing discounts for low-income residents, and please visit their website for more information on eligibility on how you can apply.
Wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about testing COVID-19. I know there's some growing concerns, and our San Bernardino County Health Officer has provided. In fact, I'd like the viewing audience to know that the first testing center was conducted here in the city of San Bernardino about 3 weeks ago, and we're excited to host the first testing site here at the National Orange Show. Terry, talk to our viewing audience a little bit about some of those upcoming and events to get tested, and where can they get tested?
Certainly, Mayor, thank you. I think there's been some confusion, folks asking why the city is not doing testing. Obviously, it's the county health department that's in charge of that. So we've been keeping in touch with them and keeping that information on our website. As of April 20th, almost 13,000 county residents in San Bernardino have been tested for COVID-19. County residents who display any symptom of COVID-19 can get tested at the community drive-through events offered through the county. Symptoms of COVID include, as most of you probably know, but we'll go over them again, a fever, cough, and shortness of breath. Residents who have had any one symptom of COVID-19 over the last 2 weeks can make an appointment on the county's COVID-19 website at sbcovid19.com when the appointment window for each event opens. As testing sites are announced, they are also posted on the city's social media platforms and on our website.
Thank you, Terry. It's important that we make sure that we call ahead and make those appointments through the necessary and respective departments that are offered. The county health system is a great website and resource. Your county health department has all of those testing sites available, and we'll list that in just a few seconds here for you. Now moving on to the events, the testing events, are they free, and do residents in our community, do they need health insurance?
Mayor, yes, these events are free and do not require health insurance. If you have health insurance, it is recommended that you call your health care provider for medical advice and assistance with getting tested so that those that don't have insurance can use the other resources being offered.
Now let's talk about the impacts of COVID-19 to our city finances and the impact. Obviously, hotels aren't being filled right now and restaurants are shuttered, and there's a lot of impacts financially that the city is bearing. Walk us through some of those impacts.
Absolutely, Mayor. As you know, this is a huge concern. We had presented our mid-year budget to the Mayor and Council several weeks ago, and we thought we were doing pretty well until this event. So we've gone back as a result and worked with our consultants, and as you said, I gave a presentation on April 15th to the Council. We estimate the loss of revenue due to the shutdown of what has been called non-essential businesses, such as hotels and other retails, at approximately $5 million to this last quarter of this fiscal year. We are not the only city going through this. Every city in the county is suffering the loss of revenue due to this pandemic. Unfortunately, this was not planned for, so our general fund reserves, which are set aside for economic uncertainty, will have to be utilized and a repayment plan will have to be established. As we look forward to next fiscal year, staff is working to determine what the estimated loss will be. We don't know how long this is going to last, obviously, and we're going to have to be cautious. As everyone knows, the event is unprecedented, and absent a crystal ball, no one knows what the outcome will be. While we're hopeful that the economy will recover and recover quickly, we believe it will be a slow process and one that we will have to plan for. In May, we'll be bringing the budget forward to the Mayor and Council with some projections and some recommendations on how we can balance the budget.
Thank you very much, Terry. Now it's important that we remain optimistic about our city's finances. And I think what's key here is, as Terry, our city manager, had mentioned, prior to this COVID-19, we were about 100,000 in the positive, or is it deficit?
No, we were about 100,000. What we projected at a year end was about $100,000 to the positive. That's
and
correct.
These impacts affect not just San Bernardino, so we're not in it alone, folks. And I think that's the important thing to remember, to put everything in context. There are several cities, 450 or so cities in the state of California, also having these effects on their local financial planning process in their cities, and counties are undergoing these same concerns. We don't have a crystal ball, but we're telling you that we are on it. We are researching, investigating the best solutions, and we trust our city administrator. And I want to thank our city manager, Terry Ledoux, for coming and joining us and providing this very important update to our viewing audience. Our businesses and our small businesses are impacted, but not only that, a lot of the families. And I want to encourage you finally, let's encourage one another and stay strong. The spirit of America and the spirit of this community can and will remain a fighter always. And I want to encourage you, please practice those hygiene, important hygiene practices in your home. Only come out essential errands and trips to grocery, pharmacy, and medical appointments. And let's stay positive. Stay healthy, San Bernardino, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.